as we've said. Is this one 3v3? Arabia, random civilizations. Okay, it's gonna take a second for Doctor to join me here, just like 5 to 10 seconds, and then yep, game is running. Is it working for you?
Yep, I'm in.
Okay, great. Never mind, it's 4v4 even, not 3v3. That's nice to see, my favorite setting to be honest.
Here.
And let's reveal the map. We're in the point of view from Miguel. He's playing as the Aztecs, here in red. And yeah, he's the flank player in the south. He is up against blue, that would be Maori, as the Teutons. Map for Maori, gold a bit forward. He has some forests to the front. He could use to wall forests in the back a bit far. There's a tiny one. So yeah, not the best of maps for Maori. Let's compare that to Miguel. Gold a little closer, big forest in the front, also nice forest in the back I would say. Deers at the side. So overall better map for Miguel I think.
Say so myself. It's not optimal, but he's probably going to be okay with what he got here.
Yeah, I'd say Miguel is like average and Maori is a bit disadvantages, or yeah, if that's a word. Let's check the other flank. That would
Could be a boar steal. Look at that. Both of the boars for Jose are just so far forward. If Immensity, what was his name again?
Which
Is that his Gray? Is that his real alias, or is he known under a different name?
He is in he's in the roster under another name. Let me check that real quick.
Oh, it's probably Influenza, since he's the only guy from the US in the team.
Might be. Oh yes, he has the American flag in the overlay, or in the spectator overlay. Okay.
Yeah, he could definitely go for a steal here. There's 2 forward boars. If he decides to go forward, that could mean 1 less boar for Jose. But we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah.
Jose does, however, have a very nice back golden back stone. It's
are
a
you
bit far away.
Sorry, are you looking at purple, Jose? He is the. Sorry for the background noise. Jesus, that's a helicopter. Wow. 1 sec. Closing the door. Jesus. Jose is the pocket player.
Oh, what? I just completely messed it up. Damn, yeah. He is the
Yeah.
pocket player,
So-
and there's not going to be a steal like I mentioned.
Yeah.
I haven't done this in a while, so sorry to the chat.
No worries, I was just confused for a second. So, never mind, Influenza is playing as green, so, yeah.
It's the flank,
Just to
exactly.
get that right. Damn, this noise put me off completely. Anyway. So, Flu in green as the Chinese. Let's check out his map. Gold, yeah, towards the side. Maybe a bit to the back. Nice back wood. Some wood at the side. Berries forward. Secondary gold and stone forward. And there is actually a boar steal. Nikov in orange is just...
He took that boar. I called it. He took it.
Haha.
That's the boar from Jose. So I actually was right. I was not right about the position, but I was right about the boar steal.
Wait, are you sure though? There is a second boar close
Yeah,
to...
there was 2 boars right at that forest. And I saw Nico scout there earlier, and I'm pretty sure it's the one from Jose.
Did Jose steal one then himself? Because he has one under the TC.
Then I might actually be wrong after
one
all.
in
Damn.
front. Yeah. No, it must have been Influenza's boar.
It looked like he was coming from there.
Yeah, it
but
was
yeah.
just in the back of his base, and now he's actually chasing the scout.
Gonna get through with the steal. Oh, the boar might stop.
Yeah, it's
But Nikov
so
does know how
close.
to do this, and he just keeps the distance right, and
Yeah.
apparently he's gonna get it. Don't
And
get
I
hit though, Nikov.
I think Influenza has given up on it now.
Fairly close to the TC, and it work for him. No more of those sheep in the meantime, and then he should be good.
Okay, we're at minute 6:30, 18-19 population, and the first barracks is going up for Miguel on the flank in the south. So yeah, as Aztecs, not a big surprise, we're going to see militia. Question is, a standard drush, or is it going to be men-at-arms into feudal? So many options. Let's see how this is gonna pan out.
Speaking of Miguel, he's just getting a third boar in. You look at that, he's got 200 a TC, and there's a third one coming. He might have actually stolen one as well.
Yeah, and there's only one boar under Mahori's TC, so yeah.
You can see Mahori is scrambling for food right now. He's gonna get those deers, but pretty sure that he downed one boar. So we're gonna have 2 boars stolen from the bots team, which is gonna give them a quite nice advantage in the early game.
Do you see on the minimap what Immensity is doing there? He's walling up big time.
Massive wall indeed.
Yeah. And this is what I meant earlier. Aztecs in the pocket position is something you try to avoid on Arabia. And here he needs to deal with it. So maybe a sling?
Could be.
Even though we are on the War is Coming mod, which nerfs slinging a little bit.
That's still a viable strategy, as we've seen in War is Coming. But yeah, it could very well be. I mean, these are some massive walls, though. This is not something you see every day. Especially so early in the game. Wow. One big wall, I haven't seen that really.
It's a huge commitment, like the earlier
more villagers are working on this.
You send out builds, the more precious their time is. So yeah.
Because it's going to be a lot of idle time for 3 of his villagers, and also quite a bit of wood. I mean, palisades are cheap, but in the early game where the macro is so important, and you sometimes really have to scramble to get the right amount of wood together to toss down your barracks or whatever you're going to do, I don't think we're going to see a barracks from him. This will set him back a bit. Then again, at least he is fairly well protected from a potential, you know, maybe we'll see a scout rush. I don't think we have scout civilizations though, so if the militia we now see from Miguel decide to go over to Influenza, he should be fine though. And it also looks like Miguel is winning this rush. There's only 2 militia left from Mahori. 1 did go down.
Yeah, Mahori is just trying to buy time now. He wants to lure these militia as far away from his base as possible.
It's a good move, I think, because he was delayed a bit with that boar steal, and he really wants to get him away from his TC.
Yeah.
Or from his base, rather.
I've seen Juan talk in the chat, and they probably know there's a sling coming up, so it's not gonna be a complete surprise.
Juan is inside of his scout, so he did see these immense walls.
Yeah.
Probably gonna go guess that there's a sling.
Okay, yeah. Players are about to reach feudal age. Gary 1222, Influenza 1238, etc. You can all see it on the right hand side. Okay, at the moment, yeah, very defensive play between Nikov and Flu. I guess it has to do with the distance. If you compare that to Miguel and Mahori, they're just much further apart. And as Chinese, you want your peace in Dark Age and Feudal Age usually.
What we do see now though is these militias from Miguel are finally made it into the base of Mahori, and they're actually gonna go for that wood, which is not micro-walled right now. So let's see how Mahori reacts to this. Potentially might lose a villager or at least get some idle time if these militia manage to get in a good couple of hits, as it's fairly exposed. I feel like the wood is one spot that Miguel had to find to get something good out of this rush at this point, and we can see he's getting some hits in, causing quite a bit of idle time since there's only one lumber camp. But they're back at work, and there's some micro walls coming up. Still, walled in just at the last moment, so he should be fine if he does wall the other side as well, which he does.
Yeah.
Well played.
Scout from Mahori is still on full HP, so in a minute or so you'll get the attack upgrade.
Gary is already going up to Castle Age, so he is obviously as the pocket, that's to be expected, but that's quite fast so far.
Yeah, that's a good
13, 20, wow, that's not bad.
Yeah.
We see 2 stables coming up from him. That's not a big surprise as the Teutons. He's probably going to send some knights to help out his flank, actually. Yeah, probably. That's what he's going to do, most likely.
Have we introduced all the pocket players, actually? So just for the sake of completeness, Juan is playing as the Chinese. We've just mentioned Gary as Teutons. In purple, wait, we can see some scouts in the purple base. So yeah, Nikov was probably trying to hit Flu there and ran further to José Preto. And yeah, the Aztecs we've mentioned already in gray here. Alright.
Scout rush coming in deep, but as you can see, this one spear is going to clean up those scouts from Nikov. One is alive and another one is outside. But I don't think that Jose will be in too much trouble right now. Spears do a fairly good job, and he's got a rather compact base.
Yeah,
one or two spears should
I've
be
seen
fine.
one dead villager and that's it. So it wasn't that bad.
A bit of a team wall coming up actually, if you look at this. I just saw some flares between Gary and Nikov, and they have sort of a team wall-ish situation. Might still be a hole there. I think there's one hole, but that could be fixed up easily. And also quite a massive wall coming out from Miguel. Going for the double palisade. Got 2 archery ranges. Depending on what they had to do, this would not be a huge to finish up these walls and be completely walled. Oh, and look at look at the militia from Miguel just whacking a farm.
Just went there too. I mean, it's the same
hilarious.
as with archers basically. If you can't hit anything, just destroy farms. It's 60 food, isn't it? Sorry, 60 wood and the food you get from it.
Oh, he is going up to the castle age though, and he is getting bloodlines and the +1 armor. So these militia will probably get cleaned up soon by one knight that's gonna come out as soon as he hits castle age.
Yes.
Speaking of knights, look at Gary. He's sending some already.
Yeah. Scale-barding armor and bloodlines coming up for Mahori, so that's gonna be a lot of and strong knights.
Oh, Gary's knights did just walk past those archers. Gary does not have any upgrades yet, I believe. He certainly doesn't have the armor upgrade, but still, with the number of knights he's probably gonna be pumping out right now, should be able to clean up this small army from Influenza.
Yes, I think so too. Okay, yeah. I'm still waiting for the sling to kick in, but is it just going to be... No, here it is. So, Aztecs slinging the Teutons, Grey slinging blue. Let's see what that's going to do with that game here in general.
He is in Castle Age now. He does have superior upgrades on his knights compared to, for example, Gary, although I don't think they will be going into any skirmishes. And look at these crossbows coming in as well from Miguel. He's definitely doing a good job harassing Mahori. And I feel like with the camels as well from Juan, this is not going to be easy for Mahori to defend. It's just 3 knights, 5 now, but still against 3 camels and a bunch of crossbows, this is not necessarily a fight he wants to take.
With Bodkin as well.
Camels don't have upgrades right now, but obviously they do have a very good attack bonus against these knights, so they'll have to mess up a bit more, but there's still 5 knights queued up, and those could make the difference. Because he really wants to have control over his main gold, even with the sling.
I just had a look at the archers from Influenza. There is Nikov now as well with 6 archers, 4 knights from Gary, so yeah. Influenza on his way back. Let's go to the other side again. Mahori has enough knights now to defend. These archers are hiding in an oasis.
Now he also has to do damage with the sling, I think.
Yes.
Really doesn't want to just sit these knights at home and wait for the other team to make a move. He has a very good army with strong upgrades and he needs to try and get in. Which is not going to be easy with all the walls. He's going to have to walk around and might meet some resistance in form of camels, but eventually I feel like he has to do something. Second TC coming up as well for Miguel. We're going to check. We've got 2 on Juan and I believe we had 3 on Gary. We got quite a few TCs up. Still only 1 with the second one coming up for Nikov, but obviously the flank is usually a bit later to the castle age.
Yeah, I was just following the small fight here at Mahori's Gold. Miguel lost some archers because Nikov couldn't find the battlefield straight away, but it's not a big deal. I think it is an achievement already that they keep Mahori in his own base, as you said. He should try to do damage. He sent off half of his army into Miguel's base. Let's see what he's going to do there.
Gonna kill a couple villagers, though the pieces are placed very nice with the crossbows as well. I do believe that Miguel will be able to defend quite nicely here.
But there's knights in the wood line now too, so nice
Those
split.
could be a problem.
Yeah, that's a good idea to split the army.
3 villagers down already at the wood. And all the crossbows are going down. Actually not all of them, but he will lose his knights at around the TC as well. Actually a good number of villagers killed. Wow, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
I think
Must have been a surprise for Miguel there.
that's a good bit of damage. That's really what he's gonna do at this point with the sling.
Okay. On the other side, they broke into Influencer's base.
Influencer does have more crossbows, but obviously there's 4 knights as well from Gary. Although we do have knights coming in from Jose as well. I think if they fight this in a decent position, they should be able to clean up the army. Hopefully not losing too many villagers.
Yeah.
As Nikov is just running back to try and hide, probably.
And what is Purple doing? Okay, he's getting out knights. Not that many though. Well, Turk's economy is not as strong as Teuton's economy in early Castle Age, that's obvious.
Does look like they're gonna be able to clean up this army at some point from Nikov and Gary, but they're just dancing around. I feel like
They're
they
trapped
should have
right
done it a
now.
lot earlier. Yeah, now they're trapped, but they've been dancing for quite a while. Looks like that's going to be the last of crossbows going down, and with the knights should be able to defend this for now.
But I think Flu has no access to gold at the moment. There is a secondary gold in the front, one at the back, and his main gold is under control of Nikov right now.
He needs to get access if he wants to keep making crossbows. They are quite heavy on the gold.
Yeah.
They should be able to retake his main gold for now, although it is obviously a bit forward and open to harassment if the bots team manages to get a bit of an army going and fight that.
Okay, Influencer dropping a town center now in front of his main gold. Good move. Let's check out the other flank. Yeah, Mahori managed to clean up his own base and now he's trying to push. Nikov is there with a mix of knights and camels, but I don't think he can fight it alone.
That he didn't clean up quite. There's still a spear harassing his gold, although that's gonna die now, and obviously won't do too much damage. With one spear just whacking these villagers. Seems like a bit of a stalemate going on between these camels and knights. Because it's really not a fight that either of these players wants to take, I think.
And where is Mahori going now? He's in the center of the map. Want to hit Juan or Gary maybe?
Get some nice walls though. There is an open spot at his stone TC.
From Gary or from...
Yeah, from Gary. Although those villagers at the front and on the gold are kind of open to raiding, so if he finds those, that could be a lot of dead villagers for Gary.
Yeah, but he's not that lucky. He's running into Juan's base by the looks of it. Might hit the wood there.
Find out.
Okay, Miguel is moving out with his crossbows now. It's quite a few. On top, what's going on? Alright, it's just Nikov defending that hill. Are they moving forward? Yes. Doesn't seem too determined though, but yeah, they're making their way forward.
It's like a bit of a stalemate situation right now, except for those knights running into the base, but I don't think they're gonna achieve that much. They might. Right now they are fighting camels and a lot of the villagers are in the TC, so it is definitely some idle time, but we do see like, I think it's 8 camels coming in to help out with the economy. And I'm not sure if he really wants to take this fight. This could be all his knights going down in exchange for just a couple villagers. We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, there was a quick wall at the wood line on top as well, so fast reaction from Juan. In the south, there's a lot of knights now hitting Maori's gold. Interesting move. There's
a lot more coming back, so probably will be able to at least force them to retreat or even clean them up, depending on the reaction. They are running away. They're not having any of it.
Gary and Nikov are trying something at Influencer's base. Let's see how that goes.
They do have, it does seem like they have the larger army.
+1, +2. Same upgrades on the knights. Same
Hiding under
upgrades
the
on the
TC.
crossbows. Yes, TC helps for sure.
Then they have a larger army. Let's see if they get through. It's really hard to see right now.
Oh, I
More
think
reinforcements.
that's a good win here.
Yeah, true that. Wow, just about 3 knights left from Jose, and those crossbows aren't gonna last very long.
I was looking around for a siege workshop in Influencer's base. He could use one now, I guess.
And that's a lot of knights cleaned up.
Yep.
And now they are going inside, still killing villagers.
Miguel has joined Juan now in the south of the map, and they're constantly hitting this gold, and it is smart to hit that gold because he can't drop a town center there. It's all hills. So yeah, that's the weak spot.
Could turn out pretty bad for Mahori. There's a lot of knights, 3 monks, 2 more coming in there, camels, and all these crossbows. I don't think he can take this with this. It's a nice amount of knights that he has, but I don't think it's going to be enough with the sling. And Mahori should have probably considered tossing down even more stables because he is pumping out knights from all of them, but he still has quite a bit of resources floating. He could probably get out a few more.
Yeah.
If he had another stable or 2, and he really needs those extra knights right now. Maybe a Mangonel if he can get one out, see if he can get a good shot on these crossbows.
Yeah. Funny thing is that he doesn't have the wood for it at the moment. He wanted to get a TC at the secondary gold. But then again, for a knight civilization like Teutons in this case, he's booming way too much. Why is he not, as you said, pumping more?
Especially with 800 gold in the bank, he should really make sure he gets this out. And in a situation where he's under that much pressure, I feel like what he really needs to focus on is just overwhelm them with the sling and the army. Although he does have a very, very good amount of knights. If you look at that, he is messing up
of course.
quite a lot.
Of course.
And he's getting Cavalier now that I realize he's actually an Imperial.
Yes. Was it Riot or who said it? Anyway, it's kind of evident. I think he said if you manage to queue 2 army units in every army building, it's time to get more army buildings, right? So yeah, he definitely needs more stables.
And
Okay, big
we'll quickly
fight.
take a look at the other side. There was a castle dropped in the face of Influenza, so
Oops, yeah.
this gold is in a bit of trouble.
Even the second castle now.
Reasonable amount of knights from Jose, but bombard cannons, lots of knights from Gary. Not a lot of army from Influenza. He's going to be in trouble, I think. It definitely looks like bots are in a very good position to potentially take this game. Although, now that I look at the other side, these Cavaliers are doing a good job at cleaning up the army from Juan and Miguel.
They have +4 armor as well. So yeah, these Cavaliers are super strong now for minute 34. Okay.
Gary is getting Cavalier as well though, so the other side is going to be in even more trouble for now. This main gold is not going to stay in the control of Influenza. He did, however, build a town center in the back on his extra gold.
Yes, that's a good one. I was just following the Knights of Gary. They are Cavaliers now, +4 as well. Oh, and Imperial
And he's
Age.
getting Paladin.
Yep, Paladin on the way, while Imperial Age is gonna be just 20 seconds earlier for Jose Preto there. Not promising at all.
Looks like Miguel wanted to go into Eagles. Let me quickly take a look. He does have a lot of barracks in his base. Not a big surprise to see the Aztecs go for Eagles.
Definitely.
But the Eagles are gonna have trouble with these Cavaliers. And there's probably not enough camels to clean this up right now. And if Mahori keeps sending Cavaliers, he could do some really good raiding on Miguel right now. So it looks like Mahori is holding on for now, but I just feel like Influenza is in a load of trouble. Jose is not able to provide enough assistance right now. These castles and bombard cannons are just so hard to push back, and the bombard cannons just taking out town centers left and right. With the Janissaries that just snipe these villagers, it looks really problematic.
Yeah. I wouldn't blame Jose there though, because there was a huge fight and he somehow managed to, well, survive it, and now he's sending a bunch of camels into...
I wasn't
Influenza's
blaming
base.
him.
Yeah. No, I was
It's,
just saying that he was really busy at the same time. Still these Cavaliers in Miguel's base.
It's around the 60 villagers
Yeah.
compared to the about Density is 80, although he is slinging and still in fuel age, so that's not a big surprise to see him on a rather low number. Miguel also lost a few, I think he's on 90. Still the Influenza, probably a lot of them are idle as well. And there's the GG.
GG.
I think the bots team just played together very, very nicely on both flanks, adjusting to whatever was coming at them and eventually pushing through. And the sling, I feel like it didn't work too. It was a nice idea and it did somewhat work at times, but I don't think it was enough. And if you look at the other side quickly before you close the game, Juan smartly just going for a lot of barracks and halberdiers, so even with Paladin, I don't think the sling would have done too much against the halberdiers and potentially even pikemen that could have come up from Miguel if he needed to defend.
Yes, the entire strategy was based on knights, so halbs are the perfect answer. Well, it didn't work. Someone was asking in the chat, Grey was slinging, and that means tributing resources, and usually he would be in feudal age, as you said, but here he went to castle age because slinging is really, really strong, overpowered actually. So this mod shifts coinage into castle age, makes it a bit less efficient, less powerful, but it's still viable as we've seen here. Mahori had a good shot, didn't work, and on the other side it was more of a standard play, no slinging involved, and Gary and Nikov had the upper hand in the end. Right. I'm gonna update the scoreboard quickly. That's the 1-0 for the Bots United team. And in the achievements, anything we've missed? Let's take a look.
Clicked them away already. I'm so
no worries.
too quick, but maybe you'll spot something.
Trade was not a thing. Maori received 13,000 resources. And the rest not worth mentioning really. 200 resources there. Okay.
So if I have this in mind correctly, the next game is going to be the home map from Fox.
Correct. And it's a big